The views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it'll be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I'm your host, David Rodgers, alongside Mitchell Gunner and the Byron Bagwell. Great to have you along. Tonight's show sponsored by, look at here, Mitchell Gunner Racing. Be sure to follow our favorite NHRA Division II Summit ET Sportsman Racer as he tears up the tracks in the southeastern United States. Follow Mitchell on Facebook for the latest. Let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in. Welcome you to our show. We're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling. We've got a great hour packed for you tonight.
Yes,
more because of the things that we're going to go over.
Right.
But let's get started with our prayer. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that we can be with the brotherhood, dear Lord, the On the Spot with David Rodgers team, as we bring this show to our viewing audience for their entertainment, their enjoyment, and also to take it as they wish, dear Lord, as we bring out as much information as we can. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, dear Lord, the United States of America, the most freest country, dear Lord, the most powerful country in the world today. Keep a hedge of protection over it and just keep trying to bless us each and every day. Thank you for the greatest armed forces in the world, dear Lord, the United States military. All the branches are included in that, dear Lord. Keep a hedge of protection over those young men and women that are out serving this great country today, and that you bring them home safely to their families. Also, for the ones that gave the ultimate sacrifice, their lives, dear Lord, so we can be sitting here today bringing you this show. Thank you for the first responders, each and every one of them, as they're out there trying to protect us from all the evil doings in the world, dear Lord, all the bad and the different things that are going on, so we all can sleep at night safely. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day that goes in the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Thank you again for just letting us be able to do this show, dear Lord, and the week that we're about to have tonight and the rest of the weekend, as we've got a lot of things going on, not within our community, but within our region and our state and our nation, dear Lord. We ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says,
Amen.
Amen. Let us stand for our pledge. I'm going to ask Mr. Michael Heater if he'd lead us in our pledge tonight, please.
Indeed.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Michael. Byron Bagwell, what do you have for us as far as a patriotic quote tonight?
Well, you know, there's a bunch of things going on in the world right now. And, you know, there is a gentleman who I thought I had the right quote, but apparently I don't have the right quote. Right person, wrong quote.
Right person, wrong quote. Well, while you're looking up that, I want to thank everybody for joining in tonight. Again, On the Spot with David Rodgers. I'm your host, David Rodgers, right along Mitchell Gunner, Mr. Byron Bagwell, Mr. Michael Heater. We've also got Mr. Dave Holland producing the show. Thank you again for joining in. Welcome in, John Probst. John, how you doing tonight? Carlton Jones, Glenda Bryan Wagner, Gail Allen, Miss Shirley Bagwell. Hello, Mom. How are you? Noah Gibson. Marie is joining us. Hello, Marie. Sheila Stewart Evans is joining us. Wendy Russell. Tammy Testone. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hello, Alvy! And Samantha Lynn joining us right now on our broadcast. What do you have for us, B?
Well, I changed the quote up. This one will work just as well.
Sure.
If a nation expects to be ignorant and free, it expects what never was and never will be.
Ooh. That sounds like a founding father. Just don't know which one. Going Thomas Sowell.
Nope. That was going to be the original. That was going.
Was that going to be the original
That
one?
was going to be.
Can I get half credit?
There you get half credit. Guys.
All right. Go
Half,
ahead,
half
Mike.
credit.
Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr.
Burr.
I like
Okay,
that.
okay, that's a pretty good guess.
That's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mitchell?
Go to Dave. I'm still thinking.
I'm still thinking too.
Samuel Adams.
Nope.
That was
Can I take one more guess?
Sure.
Thomas Jefferson.
That would be the man.
Really?
Yep.
I get a point and a half.
A point. Wait a minute.
If-
Oh, don't I get a half?
Hey.
Don't I get it for
Hey,
Sewell?
now we know how he does college pick'ems.
Exactly. Speaking of college pick'ems, we've got college pick'ems coming up, and I am actually not leading this week. How about that? And we'll get to that here in a minute. Let's kick it off, Michael, as we always do. Again, welcome in to On the Spot with David Rodgers. But hey, don't go anywhere because the 360 starts right now after this commercial break. This is the 360. Your news and weather update is 360 degrees in just 360 seconds. Tonight, brought to you by Harry Business in the Deerfoot Plaza, home of the $10 haircut. Call Dave and Company at this number, 904-964-3338. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Let's start off in Lake City, as the Lake City Police Department made an arrest for a display of a firearm after officers were dispatched to Southwest Commerce Drive to a report of an armed subject. When they arrived, they found Byron Irvine in the parking lot holding an assault rifle. During their search, officers found 80 rounds of ammunition and several ecstasy pills. How about that? Irvine was arrested and transported to the Columbia County Detention Center.
Yes, if that said Byron Bagwell, there would be no ecstasy and a whole lot more rounds.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
All right. Let's clear that up. Also in Lake City, the city will permanently ban internet cafes after hearing a recommendation from interim police chief Gerald Butler. Gerald Butler. City council members voted unanimously to ban the business. This finalizes a temporary moratorium on internet cafes, which city leaders call dangerous, illegal, and prone to crime.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office has received several reports of package thefts in San Mateo. One of the thefts was captured on a home security camera. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers of Northeast Florida at 1-888-277-8477. Levy County commissioners are considering a proposal from the town of Bronson to provide water service to Otter Creek and Cedar Key, over 32 miles away. Wow. Discussions included a meeting earlier today and will continue into the new year. The new Omicron variant is confirmed in Florida after the first case was discovered in Tampa and a second potential case in St. Lucie County. The Omicron variant has reported to be very mild with no hospitalizations at this time reported. Finally, time is running out on the annual Toys for Tots collection for this year. Managed by the fantastic Fire Brigade in Stark, toys are being collected all over the state, and in Bradford County, there are 10 drop-off locations. Locations include, ladies and gentlemen, the Bell's Outlet, Lending Bear Pond, Slice and Dice Barbecue and Lottie, the Bradford County Sheriff's Office, Fun Point Restaurant, What's the Scoop, Dink's Frozen Yogurt, the Downtown Grill, Jackson Building Supply, and of course, Tractor Supply. The collection ends Friday when Engine 17 will collect all of the donated toys and deliver them as part of the Kiwanis basketball tournament and start next week. The brigade is teaming up with Stark Police Department to support the Shop with the Cop to assure every child receives a gift this Christmas. Two great great organizations, and I'm glad they're around. That's the latest news from around the region. Now, here's your weather forecast with Michael Fantastic Heater.
This weather report brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook and have a detailed local forecast sent right to you. Hey, good evening, Dave. A little bit of a mixed bag with temperatures and weather coming in over the next 72 hours. We want to jump right into it. Let's start off with the pollen because that's always the topic of conversation. Of course, now you know we've had some issues with the pine and that sort of thing like that. But if you look at the numbers here, you'll see that the pollen numbers are actually really low. We're talking 1 up to 2. We're going to kind of start stretching in around 3 as we get later on into the week and into the weekend. But for now, decent conditions, and you're going to see a little bit of change as we move through the next 72 hours. Let's take a look at the regional forecast, and I'll show you why. You can see off to the northwest, decent conditions in Nashville, but when you get over towards Atlanta and Charlotte, cloud cover and some scattered showers and reports of thunder. That is what's going to be a little bit of a weak cold front moving through the area. It's going to bring us some rain into Wednesday afternoon. How much? Not much at all. Maybe a tenth of an inch, if that. But it'll get your windshield wet, hopefully knock down some of the dust we've been dealing with. And if you want to talk about dust, Mitchell will be on later on to tell you about how that condition has been working out over the last few days. But suffice it to say, though, the pollen is looking pretty good as a result of everything that's been happening. Locally for us, though, PM showers
expected on Wednesday. Thursday, clearing conditions, but mostly cloudy as we go through the afternoon. Friday, clouds start to break up, leading to a very nice weekend. For those of you going to Christmas on Call Street, the Keystone Christmas Parade, the Melrose Christmas Festival, and other things all around the region this weekend, weather's looking pretty good for all of that as well. We will keep you up to date on the latest
from Austin's Weather Service. But for now, that is the latest, Dave. We're throwing it back to you.
Thank you very much, Michael. That's a great weather report right there. We'll bring that back to you here in just a little bit. As soon as the show ends, we'll give you that recap on the weather report. Again, glad to have you in tonight. Hey, Dave, I need a favor from you. With Michael Heater, because we're going to bring him in, could you maybe turn his mic down just a little bit? They're saying they're getting a bad reverb echo when Michael speaks. So if we can do that, that would be great. Okay, echo cleared up, Dave. Don't worry about it. Yeah. It sounds like it's working well. So, again, glad that y'all can be on here. Here's the answer for Thursday Night Team Trivia at the Downtown Grill. Of course, we give you that answer. Bring in a new unwrapped toy for the Toys for Tots holiday campaign and earn an easy 10 points, along with the bonus question to start the match. And tonight's, or Thursday night's word is going to be Cruise. Not Roger Cruise. Not Tom Cruise. Well, that could be one of the answers. Could be one of the answers. But Cruise. C-R-U-I-S-E. That it could be. Could be a Disney cruise. It could be cruising to the mall. Could be anything.
Could be work cruise.
Yep. Also, don't forget, Wednesday night, we've got trivia at Fun Point with Michael Heater, our director. He hosts the trivia down there. Same thing goes. Bring a new unwrapped toy. Mike, I don't know, are you giving the 10 points the same setup or what?
Absolutely. You get 10 points if you bring in a new unwrapped toy for the Toys for Tots campaign. Bring in 2 toys. I make it 15 points to get your game started. That will come right immediately before the kickoff question, multiple guesses. And then, of course, don't forget appetizer poker. It's a great night for trivia on Wednesday nights at Fun Point.
Absolutely, and then follow right there. Thursday night at the Downtown Grill. Yours starts at 7 now, right, Mike? You backed it at 15 minutes. And at the Downtown Grill, it starts at 7:30. So 2 times to bring, hey, not only to do trivia, but to bring a toy to help out those help out those tots there for sure. Now, everyone's favorite segment that brings back a little history, brought to you by our great media partners, WEAG Eagle Country 106.3 FM, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Dallas, my employers on Friday night, right, B?
That's right.
Yeah, and I still have not announced my color commentator for next year. That has been held in the bag, and Chuck wants me to announce it so bad, not going to do it until after the holidays. And the Bradford County Telegraph, John Miller, John Ryan Tillman, Mark Crawford, and of course Cliff Smelly. Here's what's the date. These are the headlines from the Bradford County Telegraph during the second week of December in what year? Symptoms of war felt in Stark. City utilities under fence to be guarded, and Bradford County farmers go all out for crop increase. Was it December of, look at there, 1921, 1941, or 1961? You're over there smiling, ain't you there? Symptoms of war felt in Stark. City utilities under fence to be guarded. Bradford farmers go all out for crop increase. Was it December of 1921, December of 1941, or December of 1961? All right, I'll read the first one. Byron, you take the second one. You take the third one. Camp Blanding was blacked out at night. Even cigarette smoking was forbidden after 9 p.m. and cooks on base had to wait until daybreak to prepare breakfast for the 40,000 soldiers. Meanwhile, in Stark, movie houses and beer parlors continue to operate as if nothing was any different, Mitchell.
All visitors were banned from Stark Light and Water Plant at the Florida Power and Light substation as a precautionary measure. City employees built wire fencing around the entire block of the municipal plant.
All right, the sign-up date for the farmers in the National Farm Defense Plan wrapped up with over 500 farmers working to increase production of food and crops, poultry, and livestock. The state of Florida rated Bradford County's efforts as very satisfactory.
And you can understand why I couldn't read that.
Yeah, I
because
can
the mic
see
was
that.
covered half
That's
of it
all
up.
right. We're good. It's all good. Symptoms of war felt in Stark. City utilities under fence to be guarded. Bradford County farmers go all out for crop increase. Was that December of 1921, December of 1941, December of 1961? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the way we do this is, if you're new to the show, you haven't played or you haven't been on in a while, you take a guess. If you get the guess right, you get to be put in this fire helmet that Mike's got right here, which we have a name that we have not drawn for November, which we're getting ready to do. And at the end of December, the last show in December, we will pull a name out, and there you will win a $25 gift certificate to the Downtown Grill, and all you have to do is provide the right guess. I'm going to go ahead, while we're waiting on guesses, I'm going to go ahead and draw a name out for this month's winner. Mixing them up real good here. Mixing them up. All right. I've got it right here. Now, I'll leave it to the panel. Do you want me to read it now, or do you want to wait until after we get the answers?
I'll read it now.
Read it now.
Read it now.
All right, drum roll, please. And the winner of the $25 gift card is Deanna Gilbert. How about that?
We have a new winner.
We have a new winner, Deanna Gilbert. I hope you're on and watching. You have just won a $25 gift card to the Downtown Grill, and we'll make sure we get that delivered to you. Again, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. On the spot with David Rodgers. To my right is Mitchell Gunner. He'll be going over some local stuff here in just a couple of minutes. The Byron Bagwell, absent the last time we did a show, but back with us. You've got a lot to talk about. You just heard him with the weather. Michael, fantastic heater. Also, Super Dave Pollen back there producing the show. Well, welcome in. Hey, come show everybody your pretty face, Dave. Come around here and just say hello to everybody.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we're good. All right. Welcome in, Wendy Russell. Tammy Testone again. We said hello to Alvy, Samantha Lynn, Chris Davis, owner of Slice and Dice Barbecue.
Yes, sir.
Some of the best barbecue in the world.
Yum,
He had the smoking spud today as the special. It looked mighty good. Looked mighty good. I know it.
I haven't ate yet.
I know you haven't. Marvin Tomlinson's on. Shirley Pinska's on. Roger Cruz is on. Roger Cruz. There you go. Edwin Petterprin's on. He said, glad to see all of us back. We're glad to see you too, Edward.
Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely. Sandy's on. Samantha Cook's on. Pepper Autistic's on. Lisa Joan Hicks, welcome in. Billy, Downtown Rayburg is on. How about that? Kevin Howell's on. Well, we fixed that, I hope. Chris Davis said when he went to full video of Heater, it came back to normal. Yeah, hey, that's it. That's very good. Greg Rolls on. Kenny Miracle. Out of where? McClinney, Florida. Yep, helping out his brother Kurt there. Great place. What is that? Miracle Automotive and Towing.
Oh,
That's right.
With the green and purple trucks.
Right.
You won't see another color combination like that anywhere.
And don't pray for a miracle. Call it.
Call
a miracle.
Miracle. That's right. 24/7, 365.
That's right.
There we go. Billy Rayberg. Michael says 1941.
Okay.
Benny Jackson's watching. Jason Dodd says 61. Edward Petterprint says 41. Benny Jackson, 41. The Models, Sharon Petterprint says 41. Tammy Testone, 41. Roy Jackson, 41. Jared Dukes is watching. Sharon Petterprint. I was having technical difficulties, but I'm okay now. Anthony Black out of Tallahassee, Florida. Had some knee surgery done, by the way. Had a torn meniscus, a couple of things. He got fixed. So Chris Davis says 1941. All right. Hey, what do you say, Byron?
1941.
You're going 41. Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
All right. Michael, you can't answer. Dave?
I guess I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon.
41?
41.
Let's see. Today in 1941 was a day that America would live in infamy.
Infamy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going 1941.
So it's 41.
It is 41. You think so? I don't think so. I don't think it's 41.
It's 41.
All
Sorry.
right, it's 41. I don't know. I'm going to go with 41. All right. Drum roll, please. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Got a couple. Miss Bagwell says 41.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Drum roll, please. Wait for it. And the answer is
Yes.
December of 1941. How about that? Everybody got it right except one. And we all, well, no, it wasn't Michael. Yeah. So Michael's over there laughing. He's like, yeah, I don't think. Anyway, congratulations for all those names to get put in the hat next week.
Maybe I would have jumped on board on that one.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll be right back with What's the Scoop after this commercial break.
Community happenings and topics with our own local voice on current events, Mr. Mitchell Gunter.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to start with the upcoming event, which is Christmas on Call Street. That actually will start on December the 10th with the pageant. It will move into Friday afternoon with the Christmas tree lighting. There's going to be a 5K. A bunch of other festivities going on Friday night. On Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock, they're going to have food vendors, entertainment at 2:30. The cars start arriving for the car show from 2:30 to 5:30. And then at 6 p.m., of course, is the Christmas parade. And right here on the spot with David Rodgers, we'll be bringing you that Christmas parade live.
Yes, we will.
Just in case you cannot get down and watch it, join us on Facebook and watch us there.
You know, Michael and Mitchell and Byron and Dave, you know, we do a good service when we do those kind of things because there's a lot of elderly people in Bradford County that can't get out that wish they could go to this parade,
Right.
whether it's because they have a physical disability or
Right.
you know, or they're sick or whatever.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
Or
we're here for you.
Even our military that may
Yes,
be abroad
right.
can log on to Facebook and watch it as well. So we got to
right.
think about them.
And what a great
serving our
view we have,
country.
Mitchell. My goodness. Do you remember what Deanne and TJ said last week? We're going to be up top and on that balcony, and we're going to be bringing you that shot straight down.
And I've got the
Right
word.
into your
It's
lap.
ready for y'all. Everything that y'all need up there is ready to go
Yep.
for Saturday night. So
Good deal.
I think it's a great service for us to provide that for our citizens. Go ahead and jump over to the Bradford County School District. On December the 21st is the last day of the semester. So kids, if you're watching this, you better start studying for those semester test, and it will also be an early release day. Then school will be out from December the 22nd through January the 4th. Students, make sure that you get all your papers and your assignments turned in on time so you get credit for your hard work that you put in. In Bradford County news, we're going to talk about the county commission. The commission meeting that took place on 12/6/2021. One of the things that was discussed was a presentation of the project status and plans of the new Emergency Management Operations Center. This will be a state-funded grant agreement between the County Board of Commissioners and also the State of Florida Division of Emergency Management. The grant agreement number is F0077 if you want to look it up. Also, on to the clerk report with Danny Thompson. Was an adoption of the fiscal year of 2021 budget amendments. There was a total of 3 to get into 2 of them. One was for $19,164. The other one was $46,505. And the last one for $89,541.50. That was for the road department. In city government, just a reminder that, the City of Stark Fire Rescue and Safety Campaign of Keep the Reef Green. To go over a couple things, if you've got a live tree that's in your living room and you're using the old bulbs and not the LED ones, please make sure that tree stays watered. Because if you don't do that, it'll start dying on you, and before you know it, you might have a house fire. So I want to thank City of Stark Fire Rescue for reminding everybody to keep the reef green. We do not want to see no red bulbs on the reef. Also want to get into the Nitro Rally X that happened over this past weekend at the firm. What a great event, Dave and Byron, it was.
Yep.
I mean, there was thousands of people that showed up for it. On Friday was more like a media day. But Saturday and Sunday, it was action-packed, filled with excitement, racing going on. You had a lot of people that maybe experienced rally racing for the first time out there. They follow other motorsports such as NASCAR and all that. And I've actually talked to a gentleman that came as far away as Colorado, drove here from Colorado to watch the event and take it all in. And I tell you, at the end of the day, one of the biggest things was the championship was on the line, and Sunday was the last race. So to break it down to you, what happened, Travis Pastrana, Scott Speed, and Timmy Hansen was running for that championship. And I tell you, Travis Pastrana, he done very good in the race early. But the last lap, he had to take the Joker, which is the long route around.
Yep.
The other cars took the jumps, and he ended up in 4th place. After all said and done on that race, it was Tim Hansen first, Kevin Hansen second, Scott Speed third, Travis Pastrana 4th. But at the end of the day, Travis Pastrana had 219 points. Scott Speed had 219 points. But Travis Pastrana had more wins than Scott Speed, and that's how he became the champion. And Tim Hansen was 218 points.
Oh, geez.
That is how close it was.
How many championships is that for Pastrana now?
That was actually his first Rally X championship.
Really?
Yes, it was. So, and he discussed that it was one of the hardest courses that they have ever raced on. It was more like a European style rally course because they have a lot of roads that are involved, concrete paved roads and stuff. And I tell you, man, it just added excitement throughout the whole day. And then throwing in the side-by-sides as well. What some great racing that went on there.
Mitchell, while you're finishing that up, I want to say just a couple of things. First and foremost, Yes, we are waiting on the results for that election for Chief of Police in Lottie. We're just waiting for everything to get finalized, and we will break that news to you right away as soon as we hear it. Michael Heater is all over every contact that we have right now to see if we can get that result for you. That was between Jerry Feltner and, of course, Mr. Ray Schufer.
Right.
So we'll find out what happens there. But I want to turn my attention to you and say thank you very much for representing On the Spot with David Rodgers and going out there and covering that event. Me and Mr. Bagwell was under the weather. Michael was having to be doing his duties out there with the, what was you at, Mike? Well, you was in the command post.
Command center.
And Dave, he's shorthanded over in the shop. He had to do his thing. But I tell you, thank you for going out there and representing us, not just us, but representing Bradford County media.
Well, I want to thank Patricia Evans. She actually helped me get that media pass for that event. And she was out there lobbying for me and explained to him how much we have talked about the event and was pushing it on our page as well. And it's just something that we want something to thrive in our community. And we want these people to continue to come here year after year. And hopefully, after the contract's over, they re-sign and do it another 5 years.
Yeah.
And, by then we'll have some more hotels in the area.
Yep.
And
some other businesses that
other
are being
businesses.
talked about coming in here
know,
as
that's-
well.
We
that's
have the
tax money, that helps our community.
We have the new campground 5
Yes,
minutes
we
away
do.
from the airport.
It's a beautiful site, by the way.
And actually, not just that one, but the Salvation Army has a 400
Yes.
space resort that is used, and that's actually been discussed. So it's very likely that the Salvation Army resort facility will be used for staff in the coming years should this come to fruition. And then the RV has also been brought into the discussion to be able to house some folks as well that don't stay on site. So the groundwork is being laid for, as Mitchell has been discussing, for this to be even bigger and better in the years to come.
Yeah, and I'll tell you about the crowd, Michael. They better bring some more stands because they
Yeah.
actually sold out of tickets on Saturday and had to create more tickets for Sunday alone. And there were definitely more people on Sunday than what there were on Saturday.
I'd like to know what the revenue stream was for that particular event. I'm telling you right now, that had to pump hundreds of thousands of dollars in Bradford and Clay County. Talking about Keystone and that whole surrounding area, it had to pump hundreds of thousands of dollars in here.
And hopefully, that continues.
So
Well,
a couple of-
I'm
sorry, Dave.
I heard that they had a problem with the sand when they were building the jumping mounds and had to bring in some clay from the neighboring county. And I got a picture up of those two cars making that jump.
Yes, I see it right here. Wow.
is taxation without representation.
Yep.
That is going on. And so I'm going to tell you, the people over there, that y'all need to stand up and come together and go, hey, ask for her resignation from that position, because that is what's going on. And if, hey, it doesn't ever hurt to put a little bug in the governor's ear, because the governor has the right to come
And remove
down here and remove
yeah.
her from that office.
Yep.
And that is exactly what's going on. I tell you, as a parent, if I had to contact my superintendent through Twitter or Facebook to get a response, I'd be pretty daggum steaming
Oh,
mad.
I'm sure.
So, we've had, Alachua County has had nothing but problems with Miss Simon since she's got in that position, with everything from the face mask and now to this. If you're scared to do your job and be hands-on and in the face of the public, maybe you need to resign and find you another job somewhere
Sure.
else. So that's all I've got for On the Scoop. Back over to you, David.
All right, I appreciate that. Great report there, Mitchell. Got Byron coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Do want to clear up something, though, as you were talking about pick'ems. That was never proven in the court of law. You even heard Big Kevin say it. Big Kevin's on here. You too, Byron.
Kevin.
You too, Heater.
He's got the
It has
fork in his
never
pocket.
been proven. I am the two-time defending champion as I sit here today, unless you gentlemen want to bring up another lawsuit to prove my guiltiness, if you want to call, in handwriting some pics.
Yeah, but I can promise you I won't get that same French lawyer that Kevin had.
Oh, well,
That
no,
was
Kevin
yours.
that was my lawyer.
Oh, the
Very
French
good,
lawyer
by the
was
way.
yours.
Yeah, my
Okay,
French lawyer.
okay.
Dominique Chaponchier
Oh, Lord.
out of Piazza, Italy. Yeah.
That's not a French lawyer. That's an Italian lawyer, man. What you
Oh,
talking about?
well, yeah, whatever.
French-Italian.
Yeah, he's no, he's not crooked. I'm sorry. I mean,
yeah, he's crooked.
We got
He's
pick'ems.
crooked.
Hey, after his segment, Michael's going to do the weather, and we got high school pick'ems. I'm going to go over all Class 8 championships, and we're all going to pick. And then I'll tell you who's leading the picks, and it's not me.
I just got one thing to say since Kevin's on here.
Yeah.
Kevin, I think he was putting a little money in that judge's hand. You know what I mean?
Dominique Chaponchier went to the world courts in The Hague in the Netherlands.
Oh, that
Got me
explains
cleared.
everything.
So
That
there you go.
explains everything.
It sure does. All right, we'll be right back with the World Report right after these commercial breaks.
Schuster and Sabin is the leading firm in Florida with 8 offices from the Panhandle to the Florida Keys to handle your claims for personal injury, workplace violations, and PIP claims for medical professionals. Visit us online at www. Call 24.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Yep.
children of all ages, infidels,
And miscreants.
patriots, and miscreants. I am the Byron Bagwell, and I have a question for the panel tonight.
All right.
What do you get when you get a KGB agent up against a person who has the mental acuity of a stop sign?
Good grief. Does a stop sign have an IQ?
No.
Okay, well, you get absolutely nothing from that end.
No, that's exactly right. What you get is you get the Ukraine split into different territories, east and west, and you get, guess what? Russian officers leading militias in the parts of the east against parts of the west in skirmishes,
Eesh. Ugh.
which is what's going on right now. I am really, really concerned right now about what is going on with Russia and the Ukraine. And everybody else here should be too. Because what Vladimir Putin is doing is he is playing the softness of our current president, if you can call it softness. Because I'm not sure it's softness. I have a very hard time seeing how this president, or anybody for that matter of fact that's in this staff, cabinet, whatever you want to call it, that he's got around him is going to actually match wits with Vladimir Putin. He is playing a high-level chess game with high-level stakes. He is basically making it to where the Ukraine can't join
the European.
Yeah, the UN.
The UN,
for their own protection, because they are having such instability right now. And it's all because Vladimir Putin is playing not only just us, but he's playing the world because he's playing us. And it really scares me because at the same time, guess what else you got going on in the world right now? You've got China on the move in the South Sea. You've got them moving basically against Taiwan. They've absolutely taken over Hong Kong. And they're a threat to Japan. They're a threat to Korea, South Korea. They're a threat to Vietnam. This is not a good situation. And it's even worse when you add in the fact that now, if you look at what's going on in Iran, we're basically handing them the same things that we were handed to before, and we're telling Israel that they can't do anything preemptive against Iran. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to wait till they get a nuclear weapon and fire it at Israel before Israel can do anything.
Well,
we have one heck of a mess right now. That if you look at what is going on with the geopolitics right now, is very reminiscent of what has happened in past eras, right before World War I and right before World War II, and everybody should be scared half to death that we have a person in the office like Joe Biden. And I am not. I don't care if he's a Democrat or a Republican or anything else. The man cannot. He can't. He can't think straight. He can't form sentences, cognitive sentences. And you expect a person like that to match wits with a KGB agent. Well, there's no such thing as the KGB anymore. I'm sorry. Yes, there is. Vladimir Putin will always be a KGB agent. His goal is to reunify the USSR, and if you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's the Soviet Republic.
The red curtain.
Soviet socialism.
And look at what happened in the 80s. He probably will never be able to do that with all of those countries, but he most certainly can piece it together piecemeal, and it becomes a very, very dangerous thing. Playing with Russia and Vladimir Putin takes a strong hand, which we do not have right now, and it's scary. Because there's not going to be anybody in our government that's going to be able to do anything other than to try to appease these people. And you cannot appease people like Vladimir Putin, and you cannot appease people like the people in the communist government of China.
Right.
You have to show them your strength. It's the only thing they respect.
You asked me earlier today who was running this country.
I sure did, because I really would like to know.
And then I sat there and we was both dumbfounded, and I was like, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure who's running this country. I said Pelosi and her bandit whatever she wants to call
The squad?
Well, yeah,
Well, not even the squad,
the
because-
Suicide Squad or whatever. But you asked me, and then you said no, because I think Nancy Pelosi at least has a brain. You know, and I just don't think it's anybody here. I think it's being run from the backside somewhere.
I think Nancy Pelosi has too many ties with China to be manipulating all of that much, unless it's really a plan by the Chinese,
right,
to control our government, which is a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't put anything past people who crave money and power, but I really don't think that's who it is. A lot of the things that are going on right now reminds me of something that happened about 6 years ago, only very, very quickly manipulated forward into their way of thinking, and that would be Barack Obama and some of the people that he put in this government that are still there today. Now, I can't prove that, but I can tell you if you look at it, it sure looks very familiar.
Well, Byron, you know, we started seeing this after Joe Biden says, yeah, you can do that pipeline with Russia. So you want to know why? Because Russia could sell their oil to the European countries to get money to be able to afford arms to invade Ukraine.
Okay, that is exactly right. Now, let me ask this.
Just real quick. Marlon, no, not yet. You don't have any election results yet, do you, Mike? And here we go. Lottie Police Chief results are pending. The count continues, and we have people on site reporting it into the show. So stand by. Hopefully we'll let you know who the next Lottie Police Chief will be very shortly.
As soon as it comes up.
Absolutely. You let them know during your segment.
We'll let them know. Look, if you think about this, and you think about what some of the presidents in our past, Democrat or Republican, would have done with this situation, and I'm going to start with a Republican. What would Ronald Reagan have done?
He sure wouldn't okay that pipeline.
If something, he wouldn't have okayed the pipeline in the first place. But if Russia was moving all of these troops to the Ukrainian border, which there's something like 120,000 that have been moved to the border,
right?
They were playing these geopolitical games by putting Russian military officers in all of these breakaway provinces of Ukraine. Mm-hmm. What do you think Ronald Reagan would have done?
Well, I can tell you one thing he'd have done. He'd have sanctioned the mess out of those people big time. I'm talking hard sanctions.
Well, not only that.
You have two battleship groups sitting off out there.
He probably would have He probably would have shown a little bit of military might, but he also would have done something like started pouring arms into the Ukraine for the Ukrainians to use.
Yep.
What do you think? And I'll go back a little ways. What do you think Roosevelt would have done? I think he would have done pretty much the same thing. The same thing. And now what we're seeing is, we're going to slap you on the hands. No, very tough sanctions, my foot. Do something before this turns into World War III is the answer to this. Because what we have right now is we have a military superpower, which is China, and a country that is loaded with nuclear weapons in Russia.
Right.
Acting the fool on the world stage. And what do we have? We have people giving the Iranians whatever they want and talking to Russia and China like they're children, and they're not children. These people will do what they say they're going to do and act how they're acting, because it's coming into Ukraine. I can tell you it's coming. It's probably coming in Taiwan too.
Probably.
If we don't do something and we don't start acting like America, something crazy is probably going to end up happening in this world, and I don't want to see it.
You want to know what's going to happen? Unfortunately, if this administration, these people keep on staying in office, China will take Taiwan, and we won't do a dang thing for Taiwan.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. There you go.
All right. The Lottie Police Chief results are in, and Jerry Feltner has defeated Ray Schufert 131 votes to 61 votes.
Wow.
Breaking news from the Feltner camp. Those numbers.
Breaking news from the Feltner camp right there, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it first here. Lottie Police Chief. Results are in. Jerry Feltner has defeated Ray Schufert 131 to 61. Congratulations to Jerry Feltner.
Yeah. Yep, congratulations. So, I sit back and look at this and it scares me. It really, really scares me, because things like this happen when America's weak.
Right.
And that's what they perceive us as now because of what we have in office right now. And look, I can't for the life of me figure out how this man ended up in office.
We're weak in other ways, Byron.
Oh, I know we are.
Our kids are weak.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that. But the problem is we have a mindset now in this country that we are. It's a weak mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I actually heard people say that they were going to vote for Joe Biden because Donald Trump wrote mean tweets. And Dave's laughing about that, but that's sad.
It's true.
I mean, that is just pure set. You're going to vote for somebody who obviously is mentally incapable of running the United States because somebody wrote a mean tweet. I don't understand it. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand how we got to this point where we could actually have the mindset to allow somebody to vote for somebody like
We're
that.
too easily getting our feelings hurt by stupid stuff, by too much political correctness.
Do you know why that is? Because there's no backbone in our government today.
Well, that's not just today.
I'm talking about right now. Because 3 years ago, would we be talking about this problem honestly?
No, we wouldn't be talking about this right now.
No, we wouldn't
because Donald Trump would have gone and would have done
what he needed to do.
He would have figured out a creative way to do it, just like he figured out to do a bunch of different things.
It would have been like this: how many small arms you need, how many tanks you need,
Yep.
how many.
As a matter of
Surface-
fact, Donald Trump wouldn't have asked. He'd already known,
Surface to
and he'd
air
already
missile.
sent it.
Well, and on top of that, he never would have done the pipeline deal. And he probably would have worked on cutting the resources off from Russia until they pull their troops back. There are ways to do this without firing a shot. Ronald Reagan proved it very, very well when he destroyed the USSR the first time. And I say the first time because if we keep on letting Vladimir Putin do what he's doing, you're going to see the reformation of the Soviet Union within our lifetime.
Let's wake up and let's smell the coffee here. And I'm talking to everybody. Look at what's going on, as you said, in the geopolitical realm of the whole world. What's going on right now? Who's pushing power right now? Russia? China. Let's add North Korea to that list. There's still players. There's still players in it, even though
That's a Chinese
puppet. But
is.
still, all right. You still got Iran, Iraq, Syria. That can't stand our guts. Can't stand Israel.
It's Iran.
Look,
Iran. You might as well say that whole region since they stopped.
Okay, let's say the whole region.
They reinstituted that silliness that Barack
Right.
Obama did. You might as well say that whole entire region is Iran because what they've done is they fought proxy
Right.
wars with basically they're the biggest sponsors of terrorism in the world.
Right.
And what they do is they pump money into all these people, and then they're beholden to Iran.
Right.
Is what happens.
So we got all those people right there, all those countries that can't stand the West, the U.S. mainly. Okay, what are they doing? They are plotting. And I can guarantee you, Byron, I know they're having secret meetings all over the world today, how to knock us off the pedestal. And they're going to do it by that big ass group, excuse my French, that I just said. They're going to try to impose their power in as a unified.
It'll be like Warsaw against NATO again.
And that's exactly right. But they're going to unify themselves to try to overthrow us. Because you know why? Honestly, just me personally, not one country, if the right people were in power, not one country can withstand our military. Not one country alone. Because we would strategically... You see where I'm going with this?
I know where you're going with this, and here's the thing that about the whole issue. It's all preventable.
It is.
The whole entire thing's preventable, but this country has to show a backbone. The right actions have to be done to say, okay, yes, if you do this, you may do it. And you may end up getting away with it, but guess what? You are going to pay a very steep price when you do. And your country will never be the same afterwards for years and years and years and years.
Agreed.
So, look, I want this avoided.
Me
David.
too. Me too. I do.
I don't want to see the world at war. I don't want to see us at war. I don't want to see these other countries at war. What I want it stopped.
Right.
But we have to have somebody with some sense in our government going, we can't play games with either three of these countries because they're evil.
We're no longer the giant.
And don't think they ain't funded very well. These countries
China?
are, oh my God.
China, Russia, not so much.
No.
Iran, not so much. But China, and see, and that's the thing. These people, these countries are talking to each other. And
Yes, that's what I'm saying. There's a collusion there.
Russia needs China because of funding.
Yes.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. They're talking to each other. They're making these geopolitical chess moves.
Yes.
Don't think that what's going on in Taiwan and what's going on in the Ukraine,
They're tied together.
they're not tied. They are tied together.
Yes,
These
they
two
are.
countries are playing
Because
chess
when it
with us.
happens, China will try to take Taiwan, and Soviet Union, Russia will try to take Ukraine at the same
Pretty close to
time.
it, if not at the same time.
I don't
And
think Russia is as broke as they let us on to believe. They're building submarines and tanks and rockets, and they're building all kinds of.
You know who's funding that, right?
China.
Probably China.
Sure.
And here's the thing: everybody got so concerned about the supersonic missile that they developed. Look, there is a reason why you don't hear anything from us, from our military, about stuff like that. They don't want anybody else to know what we have, and I don't blame them. I don't have a clue, by the way.
We got
about
stuff that will blow
Uh-huh.
your freaking mind.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not worried about that particular type of thing.
Right.
What I'm worried about is the political decisions that are associated with this not being made to stop some of this silliness.
Right.
That's what I'm worried about.
Right.
I don't trust the person that's in office at all to form a coherent paragraph, let alone tangle verbally with the president of China or Vladimir Putin. I don't trust it at all.
Well, we already know he doesn't listen to his generals. We already know that because of the debacle that happened in Afghanistan.
Well, I wasn't even going to bring that up because that still makes my blood boil. There's still Americans in Afghanistan.
It sure is.
So I mean, that blood's on his hands, and people can say what they want to. That blood is on Barack Obama It's on Joe Biden, and it's on the Democrat Party's hands because they're the ones that put him there, and he's not capable of being the president of the United States. People can get upset at me if they want to, and I'm not talking about the common voter. I'm talking about the party itself. Because they know exactly what he was when they put him there and allowed him to do that. We've talked about it before. I don't understand how his wife would allow him to do something like that. How can you love somebody and let them go do this?
It's all about power and money.
And that's the only answer that I can come up with.
It's not even about the money. It's about the power.
You know.
He doesn't, and we got to comp Dwight. Nobody needs to be. Look, you're right. Nobody is scared of Joe Biden. Nobody's scared of what Joe Biden's going to do because Joe Biden is
Not going to do nothing.
He's not going to do anything. I mean,
your mother just said something there too. Russia's selling lots of oil. Iran is selling oil to China. Yeah. Well, of course, it's a vicious circle. Absolutely.
It's a mess. This whole thing is a big mess that needs to be fixed. Not now. It needs to be fixed yesterday. Because if they don't stop them very soon, we are going to have a very bad issue. And the only country that really can do very much about it is us.
It's us. That's it.
I mean, there are other countries that can help.
Right.
It would help, but it's a mess.
Byron, we were talking about what would Reagan have done? What would FDR have
FDR
done?
would have done the same thing.
And some of these, previous presidents that's been in office. My thing is, and I said sanctions and hard sanctions, and now
It's a combination of it needs to be a
It's
combination. It needs to be a combination of things.
Do-
And I'm
do
not
you
talking
really-
about military action.
Do you really think
necessarily.
sanctions is going to hurt?
Hey, hang on a
Because they're
minute.
going to get their stuff from China.
hey, wait a minute now. Now, hang on a minute though.
Military
as
sanctions on
far
China
as
will
Russia-
kill China.
China, yes,
If you looked at China and said, if you don't stop, we're not trading with you, period.
right.
If you don't stop these actions, there will be no more products coming from the United States. We will not accept any of your products in the United States. China would stop.
Dave and Byron and Michael, you know how you can stop Russia too? Do you know that we import 60% or we export to them 60% of their food distribution for the whole country?
Yes.
What if we shut that off? What if we shut that off? China already is overpopulated, as they say. How are they going to afford to feed Russia? I guarantee you, if we stop the food supply and all this other stuff,
It would end.
It would end.
And it would stop. They cannot function without the United States.
they can't.
So the thing is that people talk about them invading China, blowing us up with nukes and doing all this stuff.
Sorry, Sherry.
That would never happen because they want our products.
Well,
Yeah.
there's only one problem. We owe China a lot of money.
Well, now you're talking about calling in markers. You're right.
Yeah, well, if there's war, all those markers go out.
Yeah, but okay, look.
The United States has got itself in
Oh
the
Lord.
the United States has got itself in a pickle.
Well,
No,
we supply
no,
Russia
no,
60%, but that's a lot of money to give up to.
No. We in the United States have not gotten ourselves into this pickle. Our politicians have gotten us into this pickle, and it's not just Democrats; it's Republicans.
Yeah.
Who can't look at a Democrat and go, "We're not signing anything that increases our deficit at all."
Well,
All. You can sign your name to it if you want to. We're not.
the people are the one that votes them in.
The problem is they both do it.
Yeah.
The problem is they both,
Both
do
do
it. It's both parties that do that.
Yeah.
These people, all they want is money, power, and it has to end. Or it's going to ruin this world. It's not just us, but everybody.
How
I've got something for Mitchell.
How come a senator can go in and make them? What do they make a year?
172.
Yeah, it's
172,000.
Yeah.
How come they end up with
Millions.
$30 and $40 million in their checking accounts?
Well, I can tell you this.
Because they sit on certain committees. Hey, man, if you vote for this bill,
Exactly, and it should not
if
be
you
allowed.
vote for this bill,
Some of them.
some. You're
Some-
right.
some
Some.
of-
You're right.
Some of them go.
Hey, I'll grease your back and grease your bank account.
And that right there is when they are to be arrested and hauled off.
I want to throw something at Mitchell Byron
here's
if
a
I
business
could.
opportunity. Give me $100,000 and you can be part of it, and in 10 years you have $40 million. I understand that.
Right.
But you're talking about getting it through. You grease my palm, I grease your palm. No, that yeah.
Once you take
Once
that
you take
seat, all that stuff goes out the window.
Sure.
You cannot do it.
Right. All right. I got something for you. You were talking about China calling in the market.
Yes.
Okay. All right. If China calls in the markers and we don't pay it, what happens? It'd be like you, Mitchell. You owe me $500. You voted to me for 6 months. I'm letting you go because you're doing whatever. Now I'm going to call it in. I'm going to call in for that $500. You say, David, I ain't got it. What? How am I supposed to pay you? Or better yet, you say, I'm not going to pay you. So what do I have to do? I have to use force now, right? Have to go after you, either beat it out of you, or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? To be able to collect that marker, they're going to have to use force to come and get it.
They don't want to try that.
They don't want to try that.
They really don't want to try that.
You see what I'm saying, buddy?
Because the largest standing military, which is a little bit over 1 million people in the world, belongs to China.
Right.
and it pales in comparison to the number of gun owners in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do we
Behind every blade of grass
yep.
is 2 guns pointing back at you.
Okay, so here's the thing. You could make all of this stop.
Right.
You can. There are ways to make all of this stop. Because you'll talk about the trade and everything else going on with China, and you can end that. But what you can also do if they don't continue to stop is freeze all their assets inside the United States and claim the land back that they bought. And once that happens, you will find that China will quit that, and they will start fussing about, well, you're going to pay us back. Well, okay, you're going to stop acting like the bully on the corner around the world, and you're going to stop invading other countries, and you're going to stop your march in the South China Sea and all of those islands that you've made over there that are artificial. They're going to go away, and you're going to stop being aggressive. And if you're not, then we're just going to keep things the way they are, and you're not going to have food. You're not going to have much oil unless you get it from somewhere else.
But that's the
We're
problem.
not going to have any trade. We're not going to do any of that stuff.
But you know what the problem is? They will not attack us, but they will attack our allies for doing that to them.
Well,
They will go after Japan.
Good.
They will go after Australia. They will go after New Zealand.
here's the problem, though.
And you thinking we're not going to do anything about it? Or
Here's
is
the,
that what you're
here's-
saying will happen first?
Here's
That
the,
would happen first.
here's the problem. How do you feed the military that's there?
Oh, when they take over Japan, they take over New Zealand, they take over Australia.
How do you keep the supply lines going? Especially if a group of countries band together, which they will, to stop them, and the United States is no longer feeding China. How do you keep that supply line going? See, the thing about China is they can't support their population, and they cannot support their military in a way that's conducive to a long term.
They will let their people starve.
Oh yeah,
Sure,
they would let their people starve.
Yeah, they would.
I mean, you're talking about a country that still has slavery and they commit
Yeah, they'll
genocide.
just let them starve.
This is modern.
As long
this
as their
is,
military is getting their food, that's all that they care about.
you know, and then the problem that you have is you have a military that's in the world and a population that's starving, and that is not a good thing for any government, because what happens is revolutions when that happens.
Yeah.
That makes it right for us to go, here's some guns. We're going to run some guns in here. You go ahead and take care of your own problem.
The anarchy.
Well, no. It's actually a little bit of old nation building type thing
Yeah.
from what we used to do. Because if they're concerned about what's going on over here, and the majority of their troops are there, and their people are starving, and we're dropping guns and weapons into China, then they have a problem, because they're going to have a war on two fronts. And you can ask Napoleon about that, and you can also ask Hitler about that. What happened to those two about that? You can't do it. But there are all sort of strategies that you can do with this without firing a shot, and we need to come up with one of those strategies, and we need to implement it. But I don't have any faith that we have anybody anywhere near the White House that's going to do that.
I
Like I
can't think of anybody right now.
He won't listen to his generals. We already know that.
Well, I want to know where the general is that's going to come up with something like that he has there, because he's taken all the ones with the spine out and put these other people in that are more concerned about introducing Marxist doctrines into our military than they are about stopping the spread of Marxism to the world. This is
Have you
sad
gentlemen
news.
ever played the game Risk?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, Byron, do you like play Risk?
I used to.
We need to play one night. I love to play Risk. What you're describing here, the last 25, 30 minutes, is the game of Risk.
Sure.
I was just putting 2 and 2 together, and I'm thinking everything that Byron and Mitchell and all you guys have said reminds me of the game of Risk.
I wouldn't take on the big guy. I would take on the
That's
little
what
countries.
happens, right? You What's the game of risk about? Trying to conquer everything, right? You got to do it how? Do you go after the big boy right away? No, you go and you take the smallest countries first, and you build up your army, and then you go and.
But it's more than just that, because what Russia's doing with the Ukraine is not only going after the small guy,
Right.
but the ports in the Ukraine and the oil that flows through the Ukraine,
Right.
is what Putin is really
Is after. Yes, is that
really
really after? Yeah.
You know, this is going to turn into a powder keg if we do not do something about it very, very soon. And then talking about very stiff sanctions and all of this stuff. Okay, very stiff sanctions. I've heard that before. I've also heard a red line in the sand before too, and then it turned into ISIS because we were funding the rebels there that turned into ISIS.
But we do have to worry about two states. One of them's Hawaii. The other one is Alaska.
That's good.
Well, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Because they are at the farthest most point.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point you bring up, Mitchell.
Now, Alaska, we don't have to worry about as much as we have to worry about Hawaii. I don't believe. Because Hawaii's smaller and there's a bunch of military bases in Alaska. But, look.
They sure do like fly their bombers over Alaska.
Well, I understand that. That's,
but we fly over theirs too.
I know. You would be surprised at what we fly over theirs too. But they're playing a geopolitical game of chicken right now. Russia is. China's not. China's dead serious. They're a bunch of madmen.
Yeah.
That communist government actually, and people laugh.
Crazy.
People laugh about that, but these people in the Chinese government actually still have slavery, and they actually have committed genocide in the past 20 years. Still slavery to this day. They enslave Muslims.
Oh yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about that. We want to talk.
Oh, and by the way, don't go preaching Christianity over there.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Ooh, forget it.
I mean, that's one of the things that communists do. The first thing they do is they get rid of religion.
Religion. Yeah.
So
Then the schools, uneducated people.
So
they educate them the way that they want them to think.
They propagandize them.
Yeah.
Is what they do.
Control of the media.
So what would I hate to even ask this because it's not going to make a difference. What do we do?
Oh God!
What do we do?
You asked me
as
that
citizens?
question, and I never gave you an answer, did I?
No, I mean the only thing I can think of is to call our government and tell them they've got to do something. But are they going to listen to their constituents? No. Or are they going to sit there and bumble around and let them do what they want to?
Well, there's a lot of groups out there that think they have the answer. Unfortunately,
and you have to be careful what they offer you.
yeah.
Because remember, the Emperor of Japan offered all these medals of freedom and stuff when they went over there and talked to them and talked up a really great game. And the next thing you know, the bombing of Pearl Harbor happens.
Oh yeah, they were being nice to our face and stabbing us in the back at the same time.
They lulled you. They lulled us in.
The ships were on the way.
Yeah.
Already.
While they were still talking.
You know part of the reason why Japan did what they did during World War II, don't you? Part of it was oil.
Yeah.
Guess what is going on in the Ukraine with Russia?
Oil.
Oil. That's exactly right. And we're talking about, let's make electric cars.
Pretty enough. Oil.
Oil.
I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Well, I mean, look.
Saddam Hussein went to Kuwait because of the oil.
Oil. You know, the thing is we're sitting back here talking about this socialist dystopia of let's all have electric cars and do all of this stuff, while you have basically two dictators about to run loose in this world because of what we want to get away from. And it's not going to make one bit of difference to them if you go, you're going to destroy the planet. No, they're not going to care.
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay. So, just do what I want to anyway.
Yeah, they got to live on it too. I just don't get it.
See, they got that. That's hilarious.
that's pretty good,
That's
Dave.
a good one.
That's a good one.
See, the answer to that is if you're in their country and you say that to them, well, you don't have to be breathing anymore, would be the answer to that. I don't care about your opinion about what the oil's going to do. That's exactly what they do. Walk up and shoot you.
Well, let me ask you this, Byron, and real quick, and I know we're running short on time here. I want to ask you, all you guys, let me just ask this. Byron asked the $100,000 question is, what do we do about this? Now, we've talked on this show before about, man, I can't wait for the midterms to get here in 2022. It's December 2021. We're 11 months away from any of those elections. I'd like to see, Mitchell, as we sit here and we look forward to next year, and hopefully there's not a lot of chaos, but there could be. I mean, is it going to be too far gone for whoever gets elected? Let's say it swings Republican. Is it going to be too far gone for these guys and gals or whoever's elected to help fix this?
It's going to take decades to fix it.
See, and that's my thing right there. How
If
much
it goes
more?
in the right direction.
Still going to take decades.
Well,
Probably 2 decades to.
what do I think needs to happen with this? What do I think the answer to this is? I think the answer to this is going to be chaos. That's what I think the answer
I
to
just
this
said that word.
is actually going to be what's going to happen with this. Even with the right people, it's going to take a long time to fix what's going on right now.
Yep.
And I think in the meantime, you're going to have players like Russia and China that are going to do whatever they want to.
Well, you put enough heat under a pot full of water, it's going to boil over. Bam! Before anything good comes out of it.
In Ukraine, the way it is right now, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and it will be in Russian.
That's all they can survive.
That's all they'll be able to hold out against Russia. And then
They know we don't want to go to war with them over Ukraine, but
don't have to go to war with them over Ukraine. See, that's the thing I was saying. You do the right thing with sanctions. You stop trade going to certain places, and then you start arming the Ukrainians, and it sends it sends a message to Putin that we're not playing with you.
I tell you what, if we turn our backs to Ukraine and we turn our backs to Taiwan, this administration will turn its back toward Israel.
They already have.
But you know what? Israel doesn't care
No, they don't.
Oh, no.
what that administration says.
and they don't-
They're going to do what they need
They
to
need
do.
to do to protect their country.
They've already told them, because how close Iran is to having a nuclear weapon right now, that they better not do anything preemptive.
Well, see,
And
they've already flew in there once, remember, and they took care of two of them.
and they have killed a bunch of scientists. The Mossad doesn't play.
No, I'm talking about Israel.
That's what I'm
went
saying.
in
Yeah,
there.
the Mossad.
The
Yeah.
Mossad.
Yeah,
The
the
Mossad
Mossad,
is Israel's secret service.
Yeah.
They don't care. They'll go in and do things like that, and they should, because they're an island that's surrounded by a bunch of sharks.
Yeah.
Their only half ally is Egypt.
Yeah.
And Egypt is not going to get into with them
No.
against another one of those states. They may stay out of it, but they're
Right.
not. They're not going to get into it against Syria or Iran or anybody else. I don't
Egypt's only
believe.
going to play us to try to be the peacemaker, and that's about all you got to get out of them
Yeah,
when it comes to Israel.
well, and they're playing a very dangerous game with the Israelis too,
Right.
because even though they're peaceful, what they really want is they want to be left alone, and they want to inhabit their nation, which it was there a long time before any of these other states. And say what you want to, Israel's been around since biblical times.
Yes, it has.
Okay, they really just want to be left alone. If you don't leave them alone, then you'll find out the hard way, like Egypt did.
Right.
How many weeks was that? 13
13
days? 13 days? 13
Yeah.
days?
13 days.
Israel rolled over Egypt in 13 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't think Iran wants to play with them too much. Now, if you start lobbing nukes at Israel, that will not be good because Israel will start lobbing nukes back,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Israel already has nukes.
Yeah. I don't think they want to play that nuke game.
No,
You
but
wanna
they're
fire
crazy,
one nuke?
David. They're insane.
well.
They want to bring on the whatever caliphate that is, the 13th
Well,
caliphate,
as
whatever
Dave
that
said,
is.
Yeah, well, as Dave said,
Bring on the end of
you
the
know,
world.
you fire the nuke at me, I'm going to fire one at you. I mean,
No, not with
where's
Israel. You fire one at me, I'm firing
Fired
10 back.
well, that's the thing.
And see,
But
that's
it'll be devastation to Iran. I mean, if you're looking for control, if that's what they're looking for,
they're looking for death.
well,
David,
now
they're-
if that's the case,
They're
now
looking,
that's
they're
okay.
looking, they're looking
Now,
for
okay,
death. They're
okay,
looking, they're
then
looking to
I
bring-
agree.
They're
Then I
looking.
agree.
They're looking for the return.
Yeah,
of
they don't
the
care. They don't care if they die for the
looking-
cause.
They don't care as long
I
as they
forgot about the
kill
72
infinite-
virgins up there.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
you know who's up there, don't you?
Yeah.
The man in the jacket's
Yeah,
up there,
there's
so
that,
I'll
yeah,
write it out. Okay,
yeah,
I'll
all right,
stop
but-
it. I'll
all
stop
right,
it.
all right, B, what
guys.
else you got? What you got?
Real quick before we do this, we do have a good piece of news.
Yes.
There was a Louisiana federal court that put a halt to the requirement for first responders and medical people to be vaccinated. They put a halt to the federal mandate.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
I can tell you from personal experience, I'm very happy about that.
Didn't that happen yesterday or
No,
today?
that happened last week.
It was last week.
That happened last week.
All right. B.
That
Right.
is a good piece of news, man. I'm sorry to bring everybody that.
No. This was a great topic.
I want everybody to look into this. And
Open your eyes. I think we're
understand,
telling everybody is open their eyes.
because we're in a very,
Pretty much.
very dangerous spot right now in
Yeah.
the world. It's not just the United States; it's in the world.
And you're right. They're planning in 2022 to take Ukraine.
Oh, no, they'll do that before 2022.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen if this government keeps on doing what it's doing right now? They will be majority.
You think they may take it by the end of this month? That's what he was saying about 2022. I guess you're
that's
talking about in
2020.
January.
You're talking
January,
about.
February.
Yeah.
It says December, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think.
Yeah, I don't. Putin is a person. I don't know enough about the whole entire thing that's going on to say that whether I believe that for sure or not, because I don't have the intel of what exactly Putin's doing. But that man is extremely smart.
He is.
He is not a good person by any means, and he does not have anybody's good intention except for Mother Russia and the USSR, the reformation of the USSR, and himself by the process. So I don't.
He wants to look like Stalin
Yeah, or Lenin.
or Lenin. Yep.
You know, and people forget just how evil those two were. I mean, all you got to do is look what they did in the Ukraine when they formed the USSR.
Yeah.
Starved millions of people to death. So, but yeah,
Byron, that was a heck of a report there that you give. I hope everybody takes that to heed. Please open up your eyes. Know what's going on around you. Know what's going on, not only as Mitchell reports locally, know what's going on in the world. Know what's going on nationally. And that's what Byron's trying to tell you. Just, hey, make sure you understand what's going on and what the consequences can be of some of the actions that are going on around the world today.
oh yeah, and I did want to say one thing.
Sure.
There was a comment from my mother.
Okay.
And that I want to answer. Yes, Mother, that is a very big concern that future elections are going to be rigged.
Yep.
There are a lot of people that will say that that's just nonsense. We're just talking. There's no way for them to be rigged. But there's enough evidence out there
Already been rigged.
pointing to
Yeah,
it. Yes,
that
they pointing to that they have been rigged.
Just making it
Yeah.
easier.
That a lot of people are getting tired of it. Well, when the American populace gets tired of it and they start doing something about it personally, and I'm not talking about going to I'm not talking about going somewhere and beating somebody up or going in and shooting anybody or anything like that.
Right.
But when you become an election watcher,
Right.
supervisor,
Supervisor.
or
Right.
not supervisor of elections,
Elections.
but somebody that goes in and supervises what goes on during an election, and you go in there and you go to fix things,
Yep.
and you do it on your personal time, some of the stuff will end. Now, if that happened to me and they kicked me out and told me I couldn't watch anymore, that may be a different story.
Yeah, maybe.
Because when they kicked me out and said I couldn't watch it no more, the first thing I'd be doing was going to my police precinct and getting somebody to let me back in. And if they didn't want to do it, I would be calling the U.S. Marshals.
There you go. All right, Byron, thanks again for that report. Mitchell, thank you for your report. Michael Heater, Dave, can we get a quick weather report, and then we'll do some some pick'ems real quick before we shut down.
Absolutely. Hey, so we got some decent conditions coming along like that. I'm expecting a little bit of a change in the forecast, though. We've had a lot of great weather. If you made it out to the Nitro Rallycross last weekend, beautiful skies, but it was dusty. It was really dry out there. Poor Mitchell, he struggled to do the amazing work that he does consistently, but there are some changes coming down the forecast, and that includes a chance of rain for us on Wednesday. Let's take a look at the pollen first so you guys know what we're talking about. We did have a situation where the pollen numbers are very low, actually. The pine was causing some issues, but that's going to be on the improvement as we move along. Regionally, you can see that we've got a bunch of clouds that are stretching from Charlotte all the way down to Atlanta. But now Nashville's looking pretty good. Pascagoula's not too shabby at all. Of course, Orlando is going to be dry. And all of that cloud cover is part of a weak low pressure and a frontal boundary that's going to be moving into the area. That's going to bring us a chance of rain. Taking a look at the local forecast, you can see chance of PM showers tomorrow afternoon. Moderate temperatures throughout the entire period. Look for improving conditions on Friday. Thursday, not looking so hot, mostly cloudy, but not really a whole lot of rain. All intent and purposes, though, let's give it a 6 to 7 out of 10. And it's shaping up to be a pretty decent weekend. That's the latest, David. We're throwing it back to you.
Thank you, Michael, very much for not only directing the show, giving that great weather report, chiming in as we need for sure, and also giving us that election result where Jerry Feltner defeated Ray Schubert 131 to 61, right?
That's right.
131 to 61.
I thought it was
Was it?
What was it?
131.
It was 131.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like double or close to it. So
I got talking
again,
about
congratulations
China
to Jerry. All right, pick'ems. Dave Holland, you're 10 and 12. Michael Heater, you're 12 and 10.
Wow.
Mitchell Gunner, you're 11 and 11. Byron Bagwell, 14 and 8. And David Rodgers, 13 and 9. All right.
Oh my goodness, boy, how
We got pick'ems. This is going to be tough on you guys because
Hey,
we're
I'm better
doing
than
all.
the Jaguars. I'm at 500.
Yes, you are. Y'all can join in as well, guys, that are watching in. All right, we're going to do the state championship games. Boy, we're going to have y'all going here. All right, starting with Class 1A, the Madison County Cowboys, 10 and 3 versus the Hawthorne Hornets. Byron, who do you got?
Give me Hawthorne.
Hawthorne.
I've been tossing that one back and forth
know you
all
have.
night, but yeah.
Michael?
Going to be a squeaker. Going to be close. Going to be a great game.
Yep.
I got to go with the Buzz. Take it.
Give him Hawthorne.
Hawthorne. Right.
Dave Holland.
I'm gonna go for Hawthorne.
Hawthorne.
Yeah.
Okay. Mitchell?
I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, this is going to be
It's going to be a good football game.
great
It's
football
gonna be a
game.
good
I'm going to go Madison.
You're going Madison County. I like it, Mitchell. Nice pick.
He's
Nice
try
pick.
to improve.
Nice pick. What does Lee Corso say? Not so fast, my friend. Give me Hawthorne in a close one, like Michael said. This is going to be really close.
It's going to be a good football game.
Class
Madison by
2A.
3.
Trinity Christian, 9 and 4 versus Chaminade Catholic. Chaminade Catholic out of where?
Miami, probably.
Yeah, somewhere in there. All right. Iron?
Dave, this is a hard game for me to call because I know absolutely nothing about that school
Yeah.
from Miami. But
Okay.
I'm going. Give me Trinity Christian.
Give you TC.
All
All right. Yep. All right. Michael.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be really important on this one because Trinity Christian has been strong all season long. And for those of you that don't know about Chapanak, let me let you in a little secret. They're tougher. It is going to be a nail-biter. It's another close game, but I'm telling you, and I hate to say this because I'm rooting for TC, but I'm afraid Chapanak.
You're going CC. All right. Mitchell.
Catholic.
Give you CC. Trinity or the other one?
The other one.
The other one. Okay.
The other
Dave.
one. Good try,
You want
Dave.
Trinity or Champagnat?
Say
You want
again?
Champagnat Catholic or
Champagnat.
Trinity Christian?
Trinity Christian.
You want Trinity Christian. All right. Sounds good. I would love to see Trinity Christian win. I've got to go with Champagnat Catholic, man. I think they're going to be just a little too strong. Class 3A, Chaminade Madonna out of Fort Lauderdale versus Berkeley Prep, 12-0. Who do you got, B?
Give me Berkeley Prep.
Michael?
They're 12-0. Give them.
Yeah, so on paper, this is dead even. I've been reading up on both of them like that one, and while Berkeley has been kind of hit and miss early in the season, they really picked up towards the end here like that one. I'm going to take Berkeley by a touchdown. It's going to be a grounding, pounding game. Not much in the way of passing, but Berkeley's going to take this one.
All right, Dave?
I'm with Mike.
You're going with Berkeley. Okay. Mitchell?
I'm not going with Berkeley.
Oh, he's going with Chaminade Madonna.
Yep.
Okay.
Madonna.
I tell you what.
By 6.
I tell you, great ball game here. Two teams that is going to air the ball out on you. I like Berkeley Prep in a real close one. Berkeley Prep. All right, Class 4A. Cocoa. The Cocoa Tigers, 11-1 versus Cardinal Gibbons, 10-2. Cardinal Gibbons out of Fort Lauderdale, and Cocoa, you know where it's at. B?
Give me Cardinal Givens.
Give you CG, he says. Give me Cardinal Gibbons. You know, we were supposed to play them this year, and that game happened to be canceled out. Probably, thank goodness. Holy, yes, man, them guys are good. Michael?
Cardinals an amazing team, and they're going to do very well in this one. But I'm Coco for Coco, and I'm telling you that this is going to be my upset pick for the week. Coco takes this one.
Yeah, you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Dave?
I'm going cuckoo for Coco.
You're going for Coco. All
Oh
right,
my
Mitchell?
goodness, man.
I am not going for Coco.
I didn't figure you were. You want Cardinal Gibbons, don't you?
Please give me Cardinal. Lord.
As much as I'd like to see Coco win,
Yeah.
Cardinal Gibbons is going to beat them by 3 touchdowns. They're too strong. But give me Cardinal Gibbons.
Sounds good.
All right. Class 5A, Merritt Island, 13-1 versus Miami Central, 11-2. Before y'all pick, Baker County gave them a game the first half. Baker County was actually beating them 21-14 down there. And then all of a sudden, this team just came alive and scored the last 42 points of the ball game in the second half. Miami Central's ranked number 7 in the country.
Wow.
Byron? I'll just give you that much so you may change your pick or whatever. So,
Give me Miami Central.
yep. Michael, can I just put you down for that too?
Absolutely. Miami Central is going to devastate this one.
Yeah, I think
this
so,
isn't going to
too.
be much of a game. And I hate to say that because I would like for this to be close, but even on paper, no, Miami's got this one. nailed down.
I'm thinking Miami
Central,
have a
yeah.
bad day.
Mitchell,
I am Miami Central.
I'm just going to write mine down to Miami Central. All right. Class 6A, Tampa Jesuit, 14-0 versus Pensacola Pine Forest, 12-1. Byron.
Hey, is that the school Emmett Smith went to?
Yes, it is.
You talking about Pensacola?
Oh, no, he went to Pensacola Escambia.
Okay.
Yeah, he went
He went to Escambia.
Escambia,
Yeah, he
yeah.
went to Escambia.
I don't know anything about either one of those. Give me Tampa Jesuit.
Give you Tampa Jesuit. All right. Michael?
Yeah, Pensacola is going to be a tough game, but they're not that tough.
All right, Tampa Jesuit.
Give me Tampa.
All right, what about it, Dave?
I'm going for the record.
Tampa Jesuit.
Yeah, 14-0.
Where are they playing, Dave?
They're playing down south in Miami. Those games will be down in the Miami area.
I am not going to go with Pensacola then. If they were playing up here, I would say yes.
If they were
because
playing in
of the
Tallahassee,
traveling.
if they were playing in Tallahassee,
It'd be
Class 1A, 2A, and 3A is going to be in Tallahassee. 4A through 8A is going to be down south. Who do you want? You want TJ? Tampa Jesuit?
Go ahead and give me Pensacola. What the heck?
You want Pensacola Pine Forest?
What the heck?
Pensacola Pine Forest.
Let's go for an upset.
Not so fast. You, and you. Pensacola Pine Forest is going to upset them boys down there. Tampa Bay Tech, 14-0, Class 7A versus St. Thomas Aquinas.
Who you got them talking to? That fancy lawyer you bought?
There you go. St. Thomas Aquinas. Great. Number 3 in the country. St. Thomas Aquinas.
I think it's
Byron.
You know my answer to this one.
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Just in case anybody doesn't know who this football team is, this is the football team that has multiple national high school football championships.
Yeah, multiple. Yeah. Michael?
Oh, please.
Oh, give me, okay. St. Thomas. Yeah, just oh, please. All right. Dave?
I'm going with Jeff's pick.
You're going with St. Thomas Aquinas.
Okay.
All right.
That one.
That one. Mitchell?
St. Thomas.
Oh, yeah. Man,
No doubt.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt in this one here.
I was about to say, if you tell me, hold on,
Let's
wait
see,
a minute.
Dwight Allen says St. Thomas Aquinas. Robert McGee says that Hawthorne by 10. Okay, those are some of the picks. All right, last one. Class 8A. The Venice Indians, 13-1 versus Apopka, 12-2. B? Big school, the biggest school in the state. Here we go. The Venice Indians versus Apopka.
Give me a Popka.
Give you Apopka. All right.
Popka.
All right.
I'm going to take a Popka. There's
All right.
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah, Apopka is going to be the way to go. But don't you write that
Oh,
down.
don't write that down.
Venice has got him by 2 touchdowns.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right, Venice. All right, Dave?
I know that area of Pockett's tough.
Yeah.
I'm going for a Pocket.
Apopka. Okay. He likes Apopka. All right. Mitchell?
Let's see. Venice, they've got a coach down there that's
I
actually
knew
from here.
Mitchell was going here.
Larry Shannon.
I knew you was going to go there. I knew you was going to go there. I didn't even say
I
that.
am going to go with Venice.
I knew you were going to say that. Larry Shannon used to go to school here, does coach
I
them.
didn't know that.
Who also
That
played-
was a high-
Yeah.
In
At
the
East Carolina.
East Carolina.
East Carolina. And he went
Yeah.
to the NFL and played wide receiver in the NFL.
With the Dolphins and the Raiders.
And the Raiders. That's right.
All right. I like y'all's pick. I love Larry Shannon, Dave, Michael, Byron, and Mitchell. You know, he has done a great job down there. That's why you're going to give me a Popka. I think a Popka is going to be much tougher, as Dave said. All right, that's our picks. Guys, it's been a great show tonight.
Great show, guys.
We're going to do the College Bowl pick'ems and all that later on as it comes on. So we'll do that too, okay? Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
I have one thing to share.
All right.
My granddaughter went to a ceremony last night for high school volleyball Bradford team.
Yes.
She got the MVP award.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Riley.
Riley Holland.
Yeah. Riley Holland.
MVP and for supporting the team, rallying up, and record for the longest consistent serve.
Really?
She set that record as well.
14.
14 in a row.
14 in a row, and I was there. I
Nice.
saw it.
You saw when she did it.
Yes, I was there.
All right. Well, that's
proud
good.
Grandpa there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, girl.
Yes. We're really proud of you here as
we
well.
are.
Maybe she come on the show one day. We'll talk about
Oh,
it.
man, I've been talking to her about that.
And what did she say?
She's a little shy, but I'm still working on it.
Okay, she'll be all right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm still working on it. All right, guys. It's been a great show. A lot of information, a lot of things going on. Congratulations to Deanna Kirkland. $25 gift certificate to the Downtown Grill. Hey, we've got the parade being covered this week by us on Saturday. Mitchell, I'll be helping you out with the car show. Michael's got 50,000 things. He's got to be at 14 places at one time. I don't know how he's going to do
I don't
that.
know how he does it.
I don't either. He can figure. Yeah, y'all figure that out.
Hey, Michael. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he's in Keystone now. Yeah. So anyway, It's been a great, great show. As we wrap up tonight, we want to thank all of our sponsors, Dave, everyone who tuned in. And remember, Byron, Mitchell, Dave, and Michael, we're on the spot, so you can be too. Good night, everybody.
Good
God
night,
bless you.
infidels.